I challenge any Christian or non-Muslim listening to this to bring me one verse from the Quran that was added or was not previously there.
Challenge accepted.
Not only verses were added extra to the Quran, but entire surahs. 3 extra chapters were added to the Quran. But you would have known all of that, cowboy, if you studied Islam carefully before converting to Islam. Today's Quran is certainly not the Quran of the early Muslims, which you call the Salaf, and here is my proof. Muhammad said, take or learn the Quran from 4, and he started with Abdullah bin Mas'ud, who was the most learned among them. Ibn Mas'ud claimed that he learned 70 surahs by heart when Zayd ibn Thabit was only a young boy. Ibn Mas'ud's Quran had only 111 chapters. Ibn Mas'ud did not include Surah Al-Fatihah and Al-Mu'awwadatayn, which are the last 2 surahs of the Quran. So Caliph Uthman added 3 extra chapters that should have never been part of the Quran. Ibn Mas'ud even said that Caliph Uthman and Zayd ibn Thabit were guilty of deception by corrupting the Quran and burning the original manuscripts, which caused 6 out of the 7 ahruf to be burned, just to hide the evidence. According to the following Sahih Hadith, we read from Ibn Abbas that the last reading that Angel Jibreel examined Rasulullah with in the year of his death was the Quranic recitation of Ibn Mas'ud. Yet Muslims of today use a different Quran that has 3 more chapters in it. The Quran of Ibn Mas'ud had many differences in surahs like Surah Al-Ikhlas, Ayah 1. The Qira'ah of Ibn Mas'ud used to read, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ الْوَاحِدُ, which means the one, and certainly not Ahad, which means one of, as found in today's Quran. Not only are extra surahs added to the Quran, but also words were changed and corrupted by scribes who did not pay attention and corrupted many verses when they were writing down the Quran. Here's one example. In Fath al-Bari by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, volume 8, page 224, we can read this Sahih Hadith. From Ibn Abbas, he used to read the word in chapter 13, ayah 31 as أَفَلَمْ يَتَبَيَّنِ. The sleepy scribe who did not pay attention corrupted the word to أَفَلَمْ يَيْأَسِ. And Ibn Abbas confirms that the reason for the corruption was the scribe was sleepy when he wrote يَيْأَسِ instead of يَتَبَيَّنِ in the verse. And like I said, this is just one example. Even Uthman's son Aban, Ali ibn Abi Talib, and Aisha herself knew and confirmed that there were many mistakes and errors in the Quran when Zayd ibn Thabit finished and presented the 5 copies. And all of these copies are lost in history. Muslims don't have the Quran of Uthman. They have the recitation of people like Hafs, who came 250 years later, who happens to be a known liar, thief, not trustworthy, and all of his hadith are rejected.